And really, what I've gotten from what you just said is that food business is really serious and it can bring us a lot of money. Think about the population, think about the demand, think about health of people, and there is somewhere you can plug yourself into. I used to look honestly before I met Mr. Tosin, I used to look at fish farming as just old people's work. Maybe because my mom-in-law was the first person I think I saw firsthand doing it, and then
Okay.
my mother also, had a big farm and she was doing it, and even till now she's still doing it. My mother-in-law had stopped now because of age and all that, and then because of the location where she's, which I believe if somebody like Mr. Tosin was around, it would have been a great help. Honestly, I'm looking forward to connecting to all these elderly people that I have around me. That it
Yeah.
seemed to be like what they retired to. But the last person I met recently, which who is also elderly, she's retired, you know, she was like, she's just doing this to eat. Like she's just
No.
doing it to eat. And I'm surprised. She said she doesn't have to buy. So I said, wouldn't it be so stressful? She said, it's not so stressful, though. She
That's
just
all.
buys, she changes the water, she does, and she's eating them. And people like us that are young and still agile will say this thing is too difficult. I think most of the time, what's difficult is, first of all, you don't have knowledge in that aspect. Maybe you're ignorant,
Yes.
as I was about it initially. While it may not be something I want to, I may probably start doing, knowledge would have been, if I have better knowledge, then I can be in a better position to decide whether I want to do it or not. So the knowledge I had
Definitely.
before was that it's something that you retire to,
No,
and
no.
that it's so stressful, and that, as a matter of fact, I actually thought there was no market for it, but I'm only basing it on only the people I've interacted with. So until those parts changes for me, I might not be able to say, until that particular pattern of thought changes for me, I might not be able to say I want to do this. But after I've known all of this, if I say I'm not doing it, I'll make more informed choice, which is another
Definitely.
important aspect of this show, so that you can make informed choices about your life, which is talking about your money, really, your health, you know, and then your sustenance in the food industry. So we're not looking at food just from the aspect of what you consume. We're looking at food from the aspect of the business of it and how we can nourish your health and all that comes with it. So from what I've learned so far right now, and I'm hoping that the viewers are seeing, is that fishery is not just go and create a pond, and it's not just about catfish, right? And
Sure.
it's not,
But
you don't even have to deal. So if I'm wrong, Mr. Tosin can correct me. You don't even have to deal with the fishes directly. You can just become an engineer that creates ponds, that makes it available for people to
definitely.
do. You can make ponds.
Let me
Some
just
people
come
are.
in a bit
Thank you. Thank you.
there.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
When I was discussing with some people while I was graduating, and they meet me and like, who are you? I said, my name is Farmer John Oluwatosin, the farmer. Farmer, okay. It's
Yeah.
engineers, the doctors. So, okay.
Exactly.
What, what did you study at school? I said, I studied fisheries and aquaculture. Say, you went to school for 5 good years to go and study fish. I said, yes, I did. I went to school to study fish farming. I said, anybody can do it. I said, no, don't think
Yeah.
about it that way. Oh." It's not just doing it
You
because somebody
know.
can do it. You feel 5 years or something. I said, no, we have gone to learn about it more, to get the educational knowledge about it, and also be able to make people do it better and do it productively. We see that a lot of people, a lot of farmers, yeah, those that retire, they just pick up their gratuity and move into farming without the main knowledge. And after 1 or 2 years, their businesses are not sustainable any longer. They don't do the best management practices for their businesses to grow. Most of them don't
Sorry,
even.
hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Oh,
Something you
all
just
right.
said also, I want to highlight. They put their gratuity into, they just pick up farming. They don't have knowledge enough as well. And so the business crumbles after some time. And this happen to be the more examples that we see around. Hence, somebody like me can judge it as unprofitable. But what is missing is knowledge. And that's what we're getting here. Please go on.
So we now come into the play and tell them that you don't need to wait till you retire. You don't need to wait till you have the whole millions to start this thing. You can even start it right now. Viewers can start fish farming in your home. I always advocate homestead aquaculture. That is, once you have water running in your compound and you have a medium like a bowl or plastic, you can definitely farm fish. So what you just need is have a liter, a vacuum of water where you could put fishes into it. Start with 200 pieces or 300 pieces for your own home consumption.
How much would
Grow
that
with
cost
it.
in Nigeria today? In Nigeria, or well,
In,
Nigeria
in
is a
Nigeria
country.
today, with an 100,000 naira, you can farm fish in your compound.
With that bowl, I'm talking about if I just want to get 200, like you said.
Yeah, you have to just get 200, you get a liter of a 1,000 liter of bowl, maybe around 20,000, 25,000 naira for these white chemical tanks, and you stock your fish less than 20,000 naira. You buy your feeds, maybe 6 bags, 7 bags, around 50,000 naira. With less than 100,000 naira, you have fish in your compound where you can also eat, then also sell the little to your friends in the landlord associations, your friends in
What, a-
church,
what about the health parts? What
health
about the
implications.
sustenance for the time that it would be mature enough to eat and sell?
Yeah, for since one is starting at a minimal scale, it's not does not pose health hazards to anyone in your environment. In as much as you do your regular water change, it's just like your water consumption is still very little.
Okay.
So it's not like poultry where offensive odors emit at slightest time, or pig farming or piggery where you have to take it away from where people reside.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's it.
All right. So these are the parts, these are the challenges I usually also hear about. And one thing I can pick out from this startup, so perhaps somebody's watching right now and you want to go into fish farming and you felt you've been thinking, what can I do with this money? How can I maybe even have 20,000 naira? And Mr. Tosin has just said like 100,000 is what you can, is the minimum. I'm just saying, you have not said that, but that's what we've said so far.
That's for
Um,
rearing.
I think the first thing you need to think about is, do you have access to running water?
Water.
Most people that I've also seen that have failed at this thing don't exactly have access to running water, because access to running water for me now, for instance, I live in a particular location in my side of town where at certain time during the year water will be scarce. The time when people have the right well or they had a proper borehole, that time is when it shows. People will be able to identify whether your well was good or not. So we're talking about water is not your problem at all. So it's important. Location is important in this as well. That's what I'm seeing from there. So if you're because, and I have to talk like this, I am a business consultant on my own part, if I can say that, but I coach businesses, I coach startups, and that's why I am emphasizing on this one. So perhaps somebody is watching and you just say, 100,000, I can just start this and all that. Please take note of water, and in taking note of water access, take note of your location. Be mindful. So if you're living in an area where you know that water can be source of issue for you at home, don't come and say, and they told us that this thing will sell. I've tried it, doesn't work, because like I said, I coach startups and I've heard a lot of things many times. People just get discouraged because they heard an idea, they tried to put it out, they heard somebody saying it's very profitable, and then they got into it and it's not working as it should. So take note of access to water, take note of your location, and more importantly, like I've stressed when we were talking about um, people that do it for a retirement plan, knowledge is very important. Get somebody on your plan that into get a Mr. Tosin, get someone that is an expert. This is not something I think I heard from many of my elderlies that I used as a yardstick to determine what a fish business would be about. They had people that were telling them, but most of the people that told them were people that were doing the business themselves, not necessarily experts. So when they ran into some issues, they didn't have anybody to fall back on. I had some of them having the issue of sales. The issue was not the rearing. They were able to get the fish, everything was perfect, but selling was now difficult. Distribution was now difficult. There's a part of also preservation for this fish. They didn't know how to go past it, and these people were not willing to help. And if we really know how business can be, the typical business arena can be, you know, dog eat dog, or how do they put that particular saying? The people that are helping out are not willing to link them to where their businesses will be. They just want to offer, and some of them will even charge these older people. They'll charge them
Yeah.
some consultancy fee, they build them, they help them, and then they leave them to it. And there's no way to distribute for them, there's no way to market, there's no way to, so, and that's another angle again. So you can decide to also go into the marketing of this product, look for people that are producing well, and just be the person that is distributing.
That's just the
Money.
beauty of it. The beauty of it that the
Yes.
business is not just the production aspect alone.
Mhm.
It's from the farm to to your table. That's to the fork. That's where we put it at agribusiness people. We used to say agriculture was our parents' terminology is agriculture. Right now, we are doing agribusiness. As young
Mm,
entrepreneurs and as youths, we call it
mm,
agribusiness for ourselves because we are
mm.
looking at it as more of the productive, the business aspect towards agriculture. We don't just move into production for of those of our agri inputs without considering markets. Because before
Mhm.
you go into production, you have to consider your market first. You have to
Yeah.
consider what's the selling price in the market. Is what's my location? Does my location favor my market? Do I have competitors in this area? Are my competitors large scale producers? Where can I fit in? Okay, if I cannot fit in into the production, what is the challenges that people are really facing? Do I need to start helping people to source for this product for maybe large scale producers, and I just become a fish broker? Yeah, broker in between. I just come to pick from large people and just go to distribute. You have a lot of people that does what they just do. They don't own farms. They don't have sales points. They are
Mm,
just agents. They just connect the
mm.
buyers to the sellers of this product. They pick from the
Yeah.
buyers, from the sellers rather, and take directly to the buyers without contributing any of their own capital into this. What they get
Wow.
from the buyers is what they pay to the sellers of fish. So we also have those that are into the processing. Those that add values to this to fresh fishes. They do a processing in terms of oven drying, which some people say smoking. Smoking is
Yeah.
not advisable because of the other benefits
Okay.
and effects of what smoke does to the to our health. That's why you see
Oh,
most people
wow.
tend to move away from consuming what the natural Hausa guy produces and tend to look at what young entrepreneurs like us produces. Say we
Wow.
try to make it.
Hold it. Hold it. You mean smoking is actually not so good for fish? Is it
Yeah,
fish generally?
let me educate us more in that aspect.
Please do.
You
Please
see,
do.
a lot of persons just a lot of persons I won't want to try to be tribalistic right now
Okay.
or term anybody. We have some people that do fish processing in the wrong way, where they just get the
Okay.
fishes and they put fishes under a particular medium and set fire on it and burn it up with woods or so. We have standard processing techniques, processing techniques that makes this product
Okay.
hygienic and even acceptable outside the shores of Nigeria. So
Mhm.
when your fish product contains excessive smoke, and has a lot of char in it. It's termed not fit for consumption. And they tend to say that most of this kind of product, while consumed over a long period of time, can be cancerous to the human body,
Wow.
human system. So we tend to use less of some particular selective type of charcoals and selective type of wood for the processing of fish. I hope I was able to clarify it a bit there.
Yes, you were able to, and I still have more questions. So, are you saying you mentioned earlier? You said it's better to use the oven and not
Yes.
the typical
Open
smoking
fire.
like open fire. So we
Yes.
have a lot of this. As a matter of fact, right now it has become like staple. We call it ejakika in Yoruba. Like
Mhm.
we'll just go and buy eja panla, smoked panla fish. We buy it in the market. Are those hygienic or not? Or how can
Uh,
we tell?
I won't want to disregard anybody's methods, but there are specific methods that are of standard procedures. And one of the things is that's application of heat. Fire is to give heat. Ovens also do what? Produce heat, but the fishes don't
Okay,
have direct contact with the fire. When you look at
okay,
an oven, a galvanized oven, it has different layers in it. It has
okay.
the its supply chamber, and there are a
Yeah,
lot of filters that filters any impurities that does not
okay,
make it have contact with the fish in the trays.
okay,
So what has contact with the fishes is the heat produced from this
okay,
fuels. So the heat is
okay,
what dries up the fish and draws out the moisture content from these fishes. Unlike those
okay.
that do it on an open smoking area where the fishes have
Yeah,
direct contact to the
they
so
just
any
put coal in
impurities
the
from the
pot.
wood,
Okay,
everything comes into the body of the fish, and most people don't wash it. You just pick like that straight up into your soup, you eat. You're taking in the fish plus the impurities from the wood, from the coals, and take it into your body system. And over a long period of time, all this has a contribution to our health.
so before now, I used to do this. I just picked it up based on some things I learned. Like, first of all, salt can be a purifier or preservative and all that. So when I buy this panla fish, I sprinkle salt on it, put some water, and try to wash the body. But I was not thinking about smoke or anything. I'm just used to doing that with things I have to
Open
buy
it
that
up.
other people have put their hand and I cannot guarantee where it's been. So I kind of do that first of all. And then there are times when I'm not sure that I can actually reach this thing, I totally peel off the skin and try to take out the flesh of the fish to cook. So is this a prevention? Is this good enough? Is it a practice that
Though
even makes sense at all?
it's good to be very mindful of what we consume,
Yes.
and